Hey everybody, we're going to do the last video in this unit about the 4 different types of sentences. So we're going to be combining some of these different elements that we've talked about so far. There are 4 different types of sentences. The first one is what we call a simple sentence. A simple sentence is simple. It consists of a single independent clause. You remember in that last video we were talking about how an independent clause had a subject, a predicate, and a complete idea? Well, if you put a period at the end of a single independent clause, then you've got a simple sentence. So if you look at this sentence, Okonkwo likes pizza. I'm sure he does. You've read the book. You know how much Okonkwo likes pizza. This has a subject, Okonkwo, right? And a predicate, likes pizza, and nothing else. So that's a simple sentence. Here's another one. Okonkwo's friends like corn dogs. Okay, once again, we've got a subject, Okonkwo's friends. The complete predicate is like corn dogs. There's no other subjects or predicates going on in that sentence. There's no other clauses. It's just one independent clause. So it's a simple sentence. A compound sentence is made up of 2 or more independent clauses. So an easy way to make a compound sentence is to take 2 simple sentences and put them together. Okonkwo likes pizza, but his friends like corn dogs. So now we've got 2 independent clauses linked together in one compound sentence, right? Or what if it seemed a lot more, like there was a lot more going on, but it's still the same number of independent clauses. Okonkwo stayed home to eat pizza, but all of his friends went out for corn dogs. All right, there's 2 clauses here. All right, this one has the subject, the simple or the complete subject, Okonkwo, and the complete predicate, stayed home to eat pizza, right? This one has the complete subject, all of his friends, right? And the complete predicate, went out for corn dogs, right? So that's 2 independent clauses together. We call that a compound sentence. Notice that when you make simple sentences into compound sentences by combining them, you link them with coordinating conjunctions. Words like but, right? Both of these sentences happen to use the coordinating conjunction but it could just as easily been a word like and, right? That's how you combine simple sentences into compound sentences. There are 2 other types of sentences. A complex sentence contains an independent clause and a dependent clause. Alright, so look at this sentence. Okonkwo will stay home and eat pizza if his friends go out for corn dogs. Alright, we established already what their various preferences are in terms of food. So there's 2 clauses here in this sentence. Okonkwo will stay home and eat pizza, and if his friends go out for corn dogs. Alright, they each have a subject. Alright, the complete subject of this one is just Okonkwo. Alright, the complete subject of this one is his friends. They each have a predicate, will stay home and eat pizza. It's a complete predicate there, right? Or go out for corn dogs is the complete predicate there. The difference is that this one is an independent clause, right? Whereas this one is dependent. Okonkwo will stay home and eat pizza. You can just put a period right there, okay? And that's its own sentence. If his friends go out for corn dogs, period, well, that's a sentence fragment, right? This second sentence here is the same idea. Since his friends like corn dogs more than pizza, they left Okonkwo at home to eat by himself. I have to wonder if they're really his friends at this point. Right, but once again, we have 2 clauses. Since his friends like corn dogs more than pizza, and they left Okonkwo at home to eat by himself. All right, but once again, one of those is a dependent clause. Since his friends like corn dogs more than pizza. Right, well, if you put a period there, you've got a subject, right, his friends, and a predicate, like corn dogs more than pizza, right, but it doesn't express a complete idea. So that's a dependent clause. Whereas the other clause, they left Okonkwo at home to eat by himself, that's its own sentence if you want it to be. It's independent. So those are examples of complex sentences. The 4th sentence pattern that we have to worry about is the compound complex sentence. A compound complex sentence contains 2 or more independent clauses and a dependent clause. Right, so check this one out. Okonkwo likes pizza, but his friends prefer corn dogs if they are available. Right, this is certainly a compound complex sentence. Okonkwo likes pizza, right? We've seen that before. That was a simple sentence when it was on its own, right? So that's an independent clause. But his friends prefer corn dogs. That's another independent clause, right? It's got the subject, his friends, right? The predicate, prefer corn dogs, right? And if you made it its own sentence, it would make sense. His friends prefer corn dogs. So that is an independent clause. But this sentence, because it's a compound complex sentence, also includes the dependent clause if they are available, right? That's got a subject, they, right? A predicate, are, right? But it requires the rest of the sentence for meaning. So this sentence has 3 clauses, 2 independent, right? This one, and 1 dependent clause. So that's a compound complex sentence. Notice that we join dependent clauses to a sentence with subordinating conjunctions, right? Like if or since. Okay, we join independent clauses with coordinating conjunctions. We attach dependent clauses with subordinating conjunctions. There's one more sentence here. It's another example of a compound complex sentence. When Okonkwo's friends went out for corn dogs, he said they didn't know what they were missing, and the pizza delivery guy agreed with him. It seems like the pizza delivery guy is a much better friend to Okonkwo than his so-called friends really are. This is another sentence with 3 clauses. Right? When Okonkwo's friends went out for corn dogs, he said that they didn't know what they were missing, and the pizza delivery guy agreed with him. Right? Those are 3 units within the sentence that have their own subject and predicate. 2 of them are independent. The second one and the third one are independent clauses. They could stand on their own. But this first one, when Okonkwo's friends went out for corn dogs, right, that's a dependent clause. It requires the rest of the sentence for meaning. So when we've got more than one independent clause and a dependent clause in the same sentence, we're looking at a compound complex sentence.